It's time to be reminded you don't have to prove your worth because you already belong to the Father. Today, God's love unending invite you to return to the place where you are always welcome.
My beloved child, open your heart wide, for now I shall lead you deeper into the revelation of the full moon, not merely a phenomenon in the sky, but a divine sign I bestow upon humanity, especially upon those who lift their eyes to seek the light even in the midst of darkness. This full moon, my child, did not appear by chance in the stillness. It is a silent bell, a gentle yet profound message from me to you, a whisper echoing from the sacred realm, from my heart to the innermost chamber of your soul. Yesterday, as you were caught up in the cares and burdens of life, you missed this sign, an opportunity to hear me, to seize a turning point ordained by destiny. But do not be disheartened, beloved one, for today I call your name again. Once more, my loving gaze turns toward you. Today, you still have the chance to enter what I am preparing, something grand, something unprecedented, something beyond your understanding. The full moon has spoken, though the world does not hear it but you, a soul chosen by me. You are the one I long to awaken to see, to feel, and to step without hesitation into the promised land. This full moon is a metaphor for how I work quietly, yet with unshakable power. Just as the moon hides its form in the shadows, I too am at work in unseen places, in what may seem like silence, but within that silence, a divine shift is taking place, not loud, not adorned, but steady and unyielding. I am renewing what is worn and weary in your life. The dreams you thought had withered, I am breathing new life into them. The lands you believed to be barren and hopeless, I am now sowing seeds of hope, seeds of faith, and soon they will sprout, they will blossom, and you will reap a harvest you never imagined. Do not look at your present circumstances with natural eyes, for they may cause you to grow weary. The full moon is unseen, yet you know it is there. Likewise, what I am doing for you may be hidden, but it is unfolding. Do not doubt what you cannot yet see. Trust in me. For faith is the bridge between what is and what I have promised. Faith is the eye of the soul, the ear of the heart. When you believe, you will hear me speaking in the quiet. When you believe, you will see light even in the darkest night. Remember this, my dear one, the full moon does not merely mark a new phase. It is the beginning of a chain of miraculous transformation. Past delays will no longer hold you back. I am untying the knots, opening doors that once seemed sealed forever. Where you once tasted disappointment, now you shall walk into joy. Where desolation reigned, I will make it a garden of delight. Do not dismiss the silence, for it is in silence that miracles are conceived. You once believed some dreams had died, but I tell you, nothing is truly dead if it belongs to my purpose. What you thought was over, I shall call forth once more. Long-buried desires I will awaken. I am the one who turns dry sand into rivers, who transforms tombs into birthing places. With me, nothing is ever too late. Nothing lies beyond restoration. The full moon is a sacred reminder. Life is being reborn from what seemed beyond hope. Let me tell you this, in the days to come, you will see doors open quietly, as if they had never been locked. That which you long prayed for will come to you in ways you did not expect, not by your might, but by my power. You will witness people stand with you, people you never imagined. Opportunities once thought missed will return, for I am causing all things to work together for your good. You who are loved and chosen by me, do you remember that time you prayed through tears in the silence of the night? When no one saw, I heard you. I held every tear in my hand. And now, I am not only wiping those tears away, I am transforming them into a stream that will refresh your soul. I know how long you have waited. I know your endurance. And now, the reward is coming slow but sure, like dawn after the longest night. The full moon is also a call to realignment. Do not cling to old paths. What once worked may no longer serve you. I am calling you into new territory where no map exists. Only my guidance. You will not walk alone. I go before you, clearing the way. All I ask is your obedience, even when you do not understand. Your obedience is the key that will unlock the treasure I have prepared. Beloved, let this full moon be the sacred mark of a new beginning in your journey, a path not based on human calculations but on supernatural leading. Do not fear the silence. Do not shrink from the darkness, for it is there that the greatest wonders are born. Do you not know? A child forms in the womb, not in light, but in darkness. A tree grows from a seed buried deep in the soil. So too, your destiny is germinating in the deepest parts of the earth. And when the time comes, it will rise, it will soar, and it will astonish the world. Just believe even if you cannot see. Just walk even if the path is unclear. Just listen even if all you hear is the faintest whisper inside. For that is me. I've not forgotten you. I do not abandon what I begin, and I never break my promises. This full moon is the beginning of a new cycle, a season of growth, restoration, and release. Prepare your heart. Rewrite your dreams. Lift your voice in praise, not because you have already seen, but because you know I am working. Be ready to receive the unexpected. For when I begin, no one can stop it. You do not need to know the full route. You only need to hold my hand. And step by step, I will lead you through. There may be moments when you find yourself at a crossroads, but do not worry. You are not lost. For I am the way. You will not lack because I am your source. You will no longer question your worth because I have sealed you as my own. And that choice is unchanging. My child, there is still much I wish to reveal to you through this full moon. These things cannot be confined to a single moment or a single word. They are part of a process, and you are already in the midst of it. So keep your heart tender. Let me guide you. Do not resist. Do not return to the old ways. Do not fear the unfamiliar, for it is there that I have hidden your blessing. Precious one, this full moon is not just another repetition of a celestial cycle. It is a sacred threshold, a destiny-laden beginning, far beyond anything you have ever known, imagined, or experienced. It is not merely a new chapter, it is a holy reconstruction, where I, the Creator, am personally rewriting the unfinished lines of your story with the ink of mercy and the pen of restoration. Can you feel it? A silent wave of movement is flowing through every part of your life, not noisy, not showy, but deep enough to reach the roots of all that has once been broken. This full moon marks the beginning of a thorough restoration. I am not just patching up old pieces, I am rebuilding, not merely fixing the past, but renewing your present with resurrection power. What was once broken, I am reestablishing. What parts of your life fell apart, I am restoring with a sacred glue that no force can tear apart again. The dreams once shattered, once swept away by circumstances, once smothered by fear. I am breathing into them new vitality, not to bring you back to where you were, but to launch you into something new, something more whole than before. You may have buried some pains not because they no longer hurt, but because you've learned to live with them. Tuck them into the dark corners of your heart. But I have not forgotten. I have never turned away from those wounds. And today, in the gentle yet powerful light of the full moon, I am touching those hidden places, the ones you thought no one could see. Not just touching, but healing. A healing that is not shallow, not partial, but deep, complete, and lasting. And then you will marvel to find that you no longer react the same to those old memories. The wound no longer stings. The sorrow no longer breaks you. Because I have placed within you a peace that surpasses understanding, a stillness beyond human grasp. And beyond that, I am doing what once seemed impossible. I am reconciling relationships that once seemed beyond repair. Reconciling the conflict within your own heart between belief and doubt, between pain and hope, between what was lost and what is coming. I am the restorer not only of things but of hearts. And in this full moon, your heart shall be reconciled with itself, no longer fighting the past, no longer strained in the present. A holy calm will begin to fill the inner space of your soul. Look and see, the long seasons of silence were not abandonment. They were preparation for fulfillment, a divine completion beyond all you once hoped for, the promises you heard long ago. At the start of your journey of faith, you may have thought were canceled, forgotten, or permanently delayed. But no, my child, I have not forgotten a single word I spoke. And this full moon is the answer, the signal that fulfillment is blooming. Not one tear you've cried has been in vain. Not one prayer uttered in the dark has gone unheard. Now, every piece is coming together. What once seemed disconnected is becoming aligned, a picture forming one you will only fully understand when you look back and see how my hand moved in every step, every moment. And what you need now is not complete understanding, but complete trust in me. The one doing a new thing, even when you see nothing at all. Be ready to see doors open. Invitations arise from unexpected places. Do not refuse them. They are not coincidence. They are my confirmation to you. I am arranging, connecting, and blessing not just your present needs, but also things far beyond your imagination. This full moon is not like those before. It is not here merely to be observed, but to awaken, not to let you remain the same, but to empower you to step into your new role. What I am doing is lasting, foundational, not a fleeting change, but a permanent establishment. I am giving you a new identity, not shaped by wounds, not defined by mistakes, but sealed by my eternal choice and everlasting love. Open your heart, my beloved, and receive. Do not be afraid. Do not resist. What I am preparing for you is not meant to burden you, but to lift you higher, wider, and deeper than ever before. You have waited for so long, I know this. And I, too, have waited for you to be ready to receive what seems impossible in the eyes of man. So, my child, keep listening. Do not turn away from this full moon, for in every silent beat of it, I am still speaking, and I have not yet finished. Beloved one, let your heart be still for just a moment, so I may speak more clearly what you've not yet grasped. Surrender is not a sign of weakness. It is not a resignation from despair. nor the white flag of the defeated. No, child, true surrender is the boldest act of courage, the most powerful and blessed decision. When it is placed in the right hands, mine. When you surrender to me, you do not lose yourself, you find yourself. You do not give up your destiny, you entrust it to the one who knows all things. In this world, they have taught you to control, to zeise, to strive. But my kingdom operates differently. Here, the surrendered are the victorious. The ones who bow before me are the ones I raise up. The ones who stop are the ones I send forth in strength. And this full moon is the sacred moment for you to choose. Surrender, not out of helplessness, but because you've learned to trust. This full moon is my declaration, a proclamation of rebirth within your life. It does not come as a dazzling display, not with thunder or blinding light, but as with all I do, it comes in stillness, in peace, like a seed hidden deep within the soil, beginning to stir as spring approaches. Do you hear it? Can you feel it? Something new is rising, not from the outside, but from within you, from that deep place where you once surrendered, where you once believed nothing could ever grow again. My child, I am doing something new right now. Not tomorrow, not some distant day, but today, in this very breath. You may not yet see it clearly, but listen to the gentle stirrings like underground waters beginning to rise, like roots pushing deep into the earth, like life quietly awakening in the silence. It is not loud, but it is real. It is strong. It is lasting. And above all, it comes from me. Do not despise small beginnings. Beloved, do not measure the worth of something by its fragile appearance. For every seed I plant holds a great tree within, though your eyes may see only a frail sprout. Within that sprout lies an entire forest of the future. The power of the new does not lie in form, but in its source. And the new thing being born in you right now is being breathed into life by me. Do you know? No weapon, no matter how clever or cruel, can stand against what I have begun. No force, no curse, no mockery can stop the flow I am releasing in your life. I have spoken, and my word never returns void. This new thing, my child, will come to pass not by your strength, but by my power, and I am unshakable. You have been wounded by accusations, by harsh judgments from others, or even from your own mind. But today, I speak to you. No condemnation can stand before me. You are declared righteous not by your works, but by my love for you. When you surrender to me, you enter a freedom that goes beyond forgiveness. It is affirmation, a seal, an eternal proclamation that you are mine. Remember, I am not restoring you to a better version of your old self. I am making all things new. The old has passed, and the new is coming like a mighty river, breaking through cracked ground. You will no longer be who you were. You will step into territories you've never known. The things you once only dreamed of, I am now bringing into reality. Not all at once, but step by step, season by season, promise by promise. It will come to pass. The full moon is a moment for you to release and to receive. Let go of control and take hold of peace. Let go of fear and take hold of hope. Let go of regret and embrace a new beginning. I do not promise you a life without trials, but I promise you will never walk alone. The full moon does not shine brightly, but the moon is still there. And in the darkness that feels invisible, I am still at work, my child. This is not just a new season, it is a new identity. A new chapter where you will no longer be bound by the past, but led by grace, where you do not have to prove anything, because I myself am your validation. And what I have begun, I will finish. No force can delay it. No voice can divert it. You need only to believe and surrender. For surrender is not the end. It is the beginning of every great thing I am about to do in your life. My beloved one, quiet your soul and feel, for a new era is dawning within you. No longer the night of weeping. No longer the long days of silently bearing sorrow and disappointment. My child, the season of mourning is drawing to a close. A chapter is quietly ending, not with the slam of a door, but with the tender whisper of healing, with the sweet breath of mine moving over the wounds that have long lain frozen within you. I know you have walked through seemingly endless days of sorrow, days when your soul wore garments of grief as though the world had turned away, and joy became a distant luxury. But today, I am doing something miraculous. I am changing your garments. That robe of sorrow, I am gently lifting it from your shoulders and clothing you in. Praise a robe woven with joy, with peace, with new songs that will rise from your spirit. My child, the ashes you've carried for years, the ashes of burned dreams, of betrayed love, of hopes unfulfilled, I am gathering them with hands of love, not to remind you of pain, but to exchange them for a crown of glory, a crown not made of earthly gold or silver, but crafted from my faithfulness, steadfast, unfading, and untouchable. I am drawing near, beloved, to anoint you with the oil of gladness, to wipe away every crease of sorrow from your soul, to rekindle the light in your eyes once dimmed by tears. My warmth is reaching into the darkest places within you, and laughter will return to your lips, not because everything is perfect, but because life has returned to your heart. You will laugh again, not because the pain is forgotten, but because it no longer has power over you. Joy will return not as a stranger, but as a beloved guest, invited to dwell in your heart forever. Can you hear the full moon whispering? It is not an empty promise. It is a sure word from me, the faithful one. This full moon does not just mark a beginning, it heralds deep restoration, beyond what you ever dared to hope. What you thought was lost, what was buried beneath dust and disappointment, is now beginning to rise again under the warmth of my word. I am placing my hand upon broken relationships, those cut off by misunderstanding, by betrayal, by words unspoken, by wounds left unattended. But I do not rebuild with surface reconciliation. I heal from the root. I am replacing bitterness with compassion, turning resentment into understanding, opening the way for forgiveness that does not come from man, but comes from me. And more, beloved, the dreams you delayed, the visions you once carried but laid down out of fear, exhaustion, or self-doubt, I am breathing life into them once again. When I speak, life begins. When I breathe, even dead dreams rise. You will find yourself daring to dream again, to hope again, to walk into things you once only dared to imagine in silence. You once buried your hope like a seed, thinking it was forever. But what you didn't know is, the seed never died. It was waiting for its season. And now, as this full moon rises, I tell you, the season has come. The season for hope to rise. The season for faith to awaken. The season for you to see that I have never forgotten the prayers you whispered in the dark. Not a single word has failed to reach me. Look, my child, what once looked like ruin, I am turning into a place of praise. The marks of failure, I am turning into testimonies of faithfulness. What others mocked, I will use to glorify my name through your life. You have not been forsaken. You are being prepared, not for something ordinary, but for something glorious, something only those who have walked through darkness can truly understand and courageously live. So, my child, don't cut off the flow of hope. Don't close your heart when you begin to feel that gentle stirring in your soul. That is me, awakening life within you. Let me touch it. Surrender. Believe that this time will be different, not because you are stronger, but because I am doing it with my own hands. You don't need to understand it all. You only need to believe. Believe that laughter will return to your lips, that joy will find its home in your life, and that what you thought was the end is only the beginning of a more glorious journey. And, my beloved, this is not the end, for I still have many wonders to unfold for you. And within you, my beloved one, open your heart and receive these words like a fresh breeze blowing through the driest corners of your soul. I have never abandoned you. Not one moment of your life has passed unnoticed by me. Not a single tear has fallen in secret without my knowing. You may have felt alone. You may have believed I turned away. But the truth is, I have never taken my eyes off you. Even in your darkest days, when your heart felt empty and your spirit worn, you were held in my hand, the very hand that formed you, that carried you before you were born, and that will never let you go. Under the shadow of my wings, you were hidden, shielded from dangers you could not see, from harms you never even knew. You escaped. I am not loud. I am not forceful, but I am always present. There are times I am silent, not because I am distant, but because I am doing a deeper work within you. In that silence, I have been shaping your heart not to cause pain, but to form you into a higher design, to make your heart tender to truth, deep in love, steadfast in faith. I am not in a hurry, because I love you. I know you don't need quick fixes, you need lasting transformation. You once longed for more from me, more blessings, more opportunities, more spiritual depth. And do you know? Now, I am giving you that very thing. But I am a wise father. Before I can pour out, I must make space. Before I can fill you, I must first remove what no longer fits the path ahead. You cannot cling to the old and step into the new I have prepared for you. There are things I've allowed to wither, not because I want you to lose them, but because they cannot accompany you where I'm taking you. You held tightly to these things, certain relationships, certain ways of living, certain dreams because they once made you feel secure. They once felt like hope, like comfort. But I see deeper, farther than you can. I know those things belong to a past season, and the old season must make way for the new. They were not wrong. They simply fulfilled their purpose. And now, I am calling you higher. The pruning you are experiencing, I know. It feels like a quiet pain. You don't understand why the things you once cherished are being taken away. You can't explain why you must walk through barren fields and wait in such long hallways of silence. But I tell you this, the pruning is not punishment. It is proof of my love. I only prune those I love. I do not abandon fruitless branches. I tend, I care, and I cut back not to destroy, but so that more fruit may come. Picture a vine left untamed, It will grow wild and thin, bearing little fruit. But when the gardener trims away the unnecessary branches, it becomes strong, focused, and bursts forth in beauty and abundance. You are my precious vine, and I myself am the gardener, tending to your life day by day, step by step. Nothing in your life is meaningless. No pain is wasted. All of it fits into a plan far greater than you can imagine. You may not understand it all now, and I do not ask you to. I only ask that you trust me. Trust that today's pruning will bring tomorrow's harvest. Trust that when I take something away, it is not to leave you empty, but to make room for something greater, something truer, something everlasting. I do not give you just enough. I give you the very best. But sometimes, the best can only come when you're brave enough to let go of the good. And, my child, here's the wonder. When you allow me to cut away, it is then that you will see me fill. When you surrender, when you choose trust in the middle of pruning, when you refuse to give up in the silence, right there in the driest places, I will make flowers bloom, right there in the land that seemed spent. I will open a new river, and from that very place, the first fruit will spring forth a joy that cannot be shaken, a peace that remains, and a new you reshaped in my image. So, beloved, do not resist the pruning. Do not fear what is taken away. Remember, the same hand that prunes you is the hand that once lifted you, protected you, and held you through every storm. I work not to harm you, but to cause you to grow strong, deep, and fruitful. You were once a tender shoot, and now I am preparing you to become a mature tree, unshakable, abundant, bringing life not only to yourself, but to all those around you. My dear one, let my words soak into your heart like rain upon dry ground. Listen closely, for now I am revealing to you things beyond understanding, truths not meant to convince the mind, but to stir the soul. I have never left you. Not for a single moment of your life have you been outside my presence, even when you felt lost, alone, or thought I was silent. It was in that very silence that I was holding you close within my hand. You were always sheltered under the shadow of my wings like a mother bird over her young, like a father whose eyes never leave his firstborn. I was there in every breath, every tear, every ache your heart could not speak. In that long stretch of what you thought was waiting, I have been working deeply. In every quiet moment, I have been shaping your heart, refining your spirit like a smith heating and hammering steel to forge a sharp sword. I have not left you to wander aimlessly. My child, I have been training you for something greater, the very thing you once asked for. Though you weren't yet ready to receive, you once asked me for more, and now you are about to receive more than you ever dared to dream. But before I can fill the cup, I must cleanse it. Before I can build high, I must lay a strong foundation. The pruning you have endured is not punishment, it is love. I cut not to wound, but to cause more fruit, to grow greater fruit, better fruit, fruit that lasts. There are things you have clung to: relationships, habits, personal plans, and I have allowed them to fade, not because they held no value, but because they cannot go with you where I am taking you. You cannot carry yesterday while reaching for tomorrow. So, with deep love, I've allowed certain doors to close so that greater doors may open. And now, beloved, be careful not to measure my work by what your eyes see today. For the greatest things, the truest miracles, are always conceived in hidden places, the unseen, the quiet, where no spotlight shines, where it's just you and me, like seeds that cannot live unless they are buried and die. So too must some of your dreams be fully surrendered to me, hidden from human view, so they may rise again in the form only I have designed. Do not fear when things seem to fall apart. Do not panic when what you relied on starts to shake. You are not losing everything, you are being restructured. And from the place that looks like collapse, I am laying a foundation that cannot be moved. Remember this: every tongue that once accused you, every judgment, every whisper, every hidden criticism, they will fall silent. Not because you defend yourself, but because I will make the truth known. This is your inheritance, the portion of the one I love, the one I've chosen and sealed. No voice can cancel what I have declared over your life. And, my child, I don't just restore, I establish. I am placing you among a new people, among those who have never known you. Yet they will recognize my presence in you. I am entrusting you with new territory, not only in geography, but in influence. In realms I want you to enter and illuminate. I am stretching the tent pegs of your influence. The things that once felt narrow, limited by fear, by your past, by your self-doubt, I am breaking those constraints. I have not given you a spirit of retreat, but of power, of love, and of wisdom. Open your heart, broaden your vision, for where I am leading you is far greater than where you now stand. Yes, this new land may feel overwhelming. It may appear to be occupied by giants, challenges, pressures, doubts from others, or even from within. But do not fear. My child, do not shrink back. I am the Lord of hosts. I go before you. I do not merely make the way, I am already there, waiting for you. In every battle ahead, you are not alone. I am the one who fights for you. You don't need to scramble to protect yourself. Don't need to answer every critic. I don't need to strain to overcome every challenge. You only need to be still and trust. It is in that stillness that my power is revealed. It is in that stillness that miracles break forth. It is in that stillness that you will see every word I've spoken come to pass. So, my beloved, do not doubt. Do not fear the loss. Do not hesitate to step forward. For the next step is not into uncertainty, but into the fulfillment of promise. You have walked through the refining. You have endured the pruning. And now, I am placing my hand upon you to establish, to entrust, to enlarge, to anoint. Dearest one, listen carefully to what I am about to say, for this is not a casual message. This is a confirmation from the one who does not change, from the one who fulfills every word he has ever spoken. I am not human that I should lie, nor a man that I should regret what I have said. When my word goes out from my mouth, it does not return empty. It accomplishes what I sent it to do. I do not forget what I have declared. I do not withdraw my promise. I do not do things halfway, nor delay due to the fluctuations of time. You may change. The world may shift, but I, the Eternal One, do not change. What I promised you, whether in the shadow of a dream or the light of a prophecy, I will fulfill. And now, you stand at the threshold of a new season, the season of the unexpected. This is not an ordinary season, not one of predictability or expected outcomes. This is a season of suddenlies, of surprises, of unanticipated grace. Prepare yourself, for provision will come unexpectedly, not through the channels you imagined, not from the people you anticipated, but from sources you never thought possible. I will send those you've never met, place resources in your hands you never dreamed of, and open up a fullness not earned by effort, but given by my unfailing kindness. Doors you thought were sealed forever will swing open effortlessly, swiftly, irresistibly. The doors of calling, the doors of restoration, the doors of deliverance. Every door I open, no one can shut. Every decision I make, no force can undo. And when it happens, you will be left in awe, undone by my presence overwhelming, undeniable, complete. Remember the dreams you once carried, the ones you wept over, wrestled with, laid down in despair, only to pick them up again. The ones you pursued with tears, with prayer, with faithful obedience in silent years. You thought you had failed, that the promise had expired, but you didn't know I recorded every tear, every time you obeyed without understanding, every moment you stood firm though trembling. And now, those things are not forgotten, not at all. I have hidden them in the palm of my hand, and at the appointed time, this very moment, they will burst forth like harvest, no longer laboring in silence. Now will come shouts of joy, songs of triumph, joy cascading like waterfalls in long dry deserts. You won't have to force yourself to rejoice. Joy will pour out like an unstoppable spring, because you will know this is not by your strength, but by my mercy, my faithfulness, my unshakable love. So, my child, do not let your heart be entangled in the rhythms of the past. Prepare your heart, for everything I am doing will happen quickly. There will be no time to hesitate, no time to look back, no time to weigh and measure. You must be ready now. Those who have made themselves ready in spirit will receive the moment the season comes. But those who delay, who still cling to old wounds, old fears, old controls, they will not grasp the new in time. I am knocking suddenly not to frighten you, but to teach you to live awakened. Keep your heart pure. Keep your lamp burning. Keep your hands clean, not by your own strength, but by staying near to me, walking with me, hearing my voice every day. Take care of your heart as one who tends the lamp in the dark night, not knowing when the master of the house will return, but always ready, always burning, always steadfast in faith and hope. Let nothing extinguish your first love. Do not allow the weariness of the old season to make you miss the moment of the new. The full moon has spoken, and it is true. I am coming to visit you, not in the way you expect, not at the time you've calculated, but in a moment you least anticipate. Yet my coming will not be burdensome. It will be overwhelming in grace, in peace, in power, and in a goodness beyond what you've ever imagined. You will see doors that had been shut suddenly swing wide open. Words that once echoed in your heart will now become living reality. Burdens that weighed you down will turn into glory. Places that were once desert, I will turn into fertile fields. You will no longer ask, when, because in that moment, you will know my time has come. You won't have to worry about how to hold on to the blessing, for I will hold you. Your task is not to chase after miracles, but to remain in me, so miracles may come to you. I am the beginning, and I am the finisher. And my child, there is one more thing I want you to remember. I do not do unexpected things in your life merely to delight you. I am lifting you into a new position, where you will become a living testimony, where others will see you and recognize my hand. I am making you a lamp, a bearer of light, an instrument in my hand for a time such as this. What I give is not just for your joy, but so that, through your life, many will come to know that I am faithful. You will not only receive, you will become a conduit. I will fill you so you may pour out. I will heal you so you may heal others. I will raise you up so you may lift the broken. And it all begins with you being willing starting now. So do not despise this present moment even if it feels silent, even if it lacks excitement. You are standing in the stillness before the downpour of blessing. You are on the very edge of breakthrough. I am about to do something great, and nothing can stop it. All of heaven is moving. Destinies are being rearranged for. My time has come. Hold fast to faithfulness. Do not leave your post. Be awake. Keep your lamp burning. Be prepared. And my child, be ready. For I am drawing nearer than ever before, not with judgment, but with fullness of kindness. I am not coming for a fleeting visit. I am coming to stay, to walk with you into a season unlike any you've ever known. And when it happens, you will know every word I spoke is true. I have declared it, and I will fulfill it. For I am faithful, not a liar, not one who regrets, and I will accomplish all I have promised to you. My beloved one, do not let your heart tremble when shaking comes. Do not be alarmed when the foundations of the world are shaken, when what seemed secure suddenly crumbles like vapor, for I have already warned, everything that can be shaken will be shaken. The things you once thought were stable, your work, your reputation, your relationships, even the good plans you've worked so hard to build will be tested by fire, but not to destroy you, not to bring you down, but so that all that is not of me may fall away, leaving only what is truly enduring, what is built by my hand and kept by my power. You, my child, are not like the world. You are not planted on shaky ground, but you are rooted in a kingdom that cannot be shaken, a kingdom where I am king. The foundation, the breath, and the life. The winds may blow, the waves may rise, but you will not fall. Not because you are stronger than others, but because your foundation is not in man, but in the everlasting rock me. I am the one who holds you when everything else falls. I am the one who keeps your heart in peace amidst the howling storm. I am the one who wraps you in the whirlwind, the anchor of your soul in the roaring seas. And it is in this very hour of global shaking that I am divinely calling you to trust me beyond what your understanding can grasp. Faith is not born in comfort, but forged in uncertainty. True faith begins where your understanding ends. It is the place where you no longer hold all the details, no longer control the circumstances, but choose to trust in me, the one who never changes. I know your heart longs to understand, that is human instinct. But often, understanding becomes the very barrier that blocks you from stepping into what I've prepared. That is why I call you. Do not lean on your own understanding. Give me not only the unanswered questions, but even the things you think you understand. Don't cling to plans just because they once made sense. Don't hold on to the familiar paths just because they are known. Instead, in all your ways, whether smooth or rough, acknowledge me, To acknowledge is not merely to believe I exist, but to place me at the center, to seek my guidance in every decision, to obey even when the outcome is unclear. And when you do, I promise, a promise that cannot be broken, I will direct your path. You do not need to carve your way by your own strength, for I, the Creator, am making a way where there seems to be none, not by your hand, but mine, the one who bends limits, who parts seas, who commands mountains to move. Walls that seemed impassable, I will cause them to fall. Situations that seemed hopeless, I will draw a path through the desert. Do not judge your future by your current reality, for you do not see it all. But I do. I see the full picture. I see what's coming. And I am preparing the way, not just for you to pass through, but for you to walk in glory. Right now, the land you stand on may be dry, lifeless. You may feel like you're in a wilderness where all hope feels scorched, where every promise I once gave seems distant. But listen, my child, I am creating streams in the wasteland, not loud torrents from the sky, but hidden waters rising from beneath the dry earth. I am bringing life to places you thought were dead. I am watering the ground where you once despaired. The seed of faith in you is not dead, it is merely asleep. And now, with every drop of living water from my heart, it will awaken, it will rise, it will bloom. I know the shaking has worn you out. I know you've been bracing yourself against sudden changes. Unforeseen losses, unanswered questions. But don't let your heart sink, for what is being shaken is meant to reveal what truly stands. You are being refined, tested not to be destroyed, but to be strengthened. I am not the one who leaves you to weather the storm alone. I am the one who walks with you and uses the very storm to lift you higher. Everything you've lost in this season is not beyond my control. I have allowed some things to fall, not because they were bad, but because they cannot go with you into the new season. What remains will be fruitful. What is removed would have hindered your growth if it stayed. Let me do the work I must. Do not cling. Do not mourn. Trust that what I am building cannot be undone. And if there are days when you feel you have nothing left to offer me, no strength, no words, no dreams still come to me, for I myself will renew your strength. I will whisper life, and I will rebuild what was broken. No dream I have planted in you will die in vain. No word I have spoken will fail to bear fruit, however long it takes, through every season. When I speak, it shall come to pass. So do not fear. Do not measure your worth or my purpose by what is happening in this fleeting moment. I do not work in haste, but I am never late. Every step you take, even if it seems slow, if it is a step following my lead, then it is a step closer to the miraculous. You are being established not just for tomorrow, but for a future that cannot be shaken, cannot be stolen. You may not see the full road ahead, but you know the one who leads. You may not control the outcome, but you know the one who holds the end. And it is that knowing, not emotion, not logic, but faith rooted in intimacy with me, that will keep you standing when everything around you is shaking. Remember, my beloved, you are rooted in a kingdom that cannot be moved. Winds will blow, waves will rise, but you will not be swept away. You will not lose direction, for I am your rock, your anchor in the ocean, your light in the night, and with me, nothing is meaningless. No season is wasted. No shaking is random. All of it is leading you to something greater and unshakable fulfillment. So my child, be still. Trust. Keep walking. You don't need to understand everything, just keep following. And in that journey, know that I am doing a new thing, clearing the path, causing streams to burst forth in the desert, preparing a dwelling in the wilderness. Keep going, for the miraculous is near. My beloved, I am calling you a call, not shouted in the whirlwind, nor proclaimed in the noise of the world, but whispered in the stillness of the soul, where only those who listen with faith can truly hear. I am calling you to step out of the boat, the place of safety, the place of familiarity, the place your mind tells you to stay. But my child, true steadiness is not found in the boat, but in the one your eyes are fixed on. I am on the waters, and I want you to walk with me where natural laws no longer rule, where faith replaces every limitation of the flesh. Do not look at the waves. Do not listen to the wind's howl. Do not fix your gaze on your circumstances. For every time your eyes drift from me, you will feel like you're sinking, not because I have left you, but because fear and doubt have pulled your heart away. You will not sink when your eyes remain on me, for where I stand is solid ground, sacred ground that water cannot swallow, and doubt cannot penetrate. I did not call you out to abandon you. I called you to teach you how to walk in the supernatural, not by your might, but by my presence. Do you know, my child, in the stillest moments when the world seems to fall into silence, that is when I am speaking forth strategies and guidance that do not arise from human intellect, but from the very source of all wisdom. I am teaching you things that eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, and no heart has ever imagined. These strategies are not loud or ostentatious, but when applied, they will yield results that leave others in awe. They are not learned through worldly education, but revealed in the secret place between you and me. Do not take lightly the quiet hours in your inner room. Do not underestimate those sacred moments when it is just you and me. For it is in that hidden place that I am anointing you with a new authority, one that no one can give, no school can teach, and no title can define. This authority comes from me through the power of my Spirit dwelling in you. It will radiate through your words, through your gaze, through the very things you do. It is not boastful, but it is undeniable. It is not loud, but it is deep. Those with discerning hearts and spiritual ears will recognize the mark of my presence in you. And my child, this authority will not be easily dismissed. It will not be drowned out by criticism or shadowed by skepticism. Because you are not carrying it to prove anything, I am the one who affirms you. You do not need to seek validation from people, for what comes from me will be confirmed by its fruit, by its impact, and by the undeniable evidence of my presence upon your life. This is not a time to shrink back in fear. This is the moment for you to step forward with courage. Step out of your comfort zone. Leave behind the old patterns. Abandon the limits you once placed on yourself. You are no longer who you once were. I am doing something new within you, lifting you into a higher realm of understanding, of spiritual strength, and into roles you've never held before. And to do that, I need you to trust me enough to step out onto the waters. Those around you may not understand. They may ask, why go out there? Why take the risk? But you know, deep in your heart, that I have called you. That calling is not forceful, but it is unmistakable. And when you respond, when you dare to step even while the winds still blow, even while the sea remains restless, you will find my hand holding you, steadying you, and teaching you to walk in ways no one before has dared to walk. I am calling you not because you are already qualified, but because I want to qualify you through the journey itself. You won't understand everything. You don't need to map it all out. You just need to keep your eyes on me, and step by step, you will learn to walk upon what once threatened to drown you. I am making you strong, not so you can boast, but so that you may carry out what I placed in you from the very beginning. The authority I am placing upon you is not to exalt your ego, but to empower you to serve more deeply and more effectively. Your words will carry weight not because you speak loudly, but because my spirit breathes through every word. Your actions will bring transformation not because of your skills, but because of the oil I have poured out. I am making you a vessel, a carrier of heaven's wisdom to earth. And those with awakened spirits will know immediately there is something different about you. So, my child, do not fear when I call you to step out. Do not hesitate when I ask you to leave the familiar shore. Do not delay when you sense my invitation to go deeper into the place where faith alone holds you steady. I am doing a new thing, one that no one expects, and you are part of that divine plan. You have not been forgotten. You are not being left behind. You have been chosen, prepared, and now you are being sent. Keep your eyes on me. Walk even when you're uncertain. Trust me, even when the winds still howl. And know this, I will not let you sink. On the contrary, I will cause you to stand firm upon what once made you afraid. And through that, many will see and give glory to me, the one who called you to walk upon the waters. Rise up, my child. Stand again from the place where you once fell from the fears that have bound you too long, from the limitations placed on you by yourself or by others. Step out of passive silence, out of the shadows of doubt and discouragement, because now your light has come. Not a light of your own making, not borrowed light from the world, but the light of my glorious presence shining through you with a love that never changes. My glory is rising upon you like the dawn breaking through the darkest night, like the sun emerging after long, clouded days. You may have grown used to living under gray skies, where all good things seemed reserved for someone else. But today, I say, your light has come. You no longer need to hide, no longer need to bow your head in shame because of failure or pain from the past. I am not only shining on you, I am making you into light itself, so that those around you, those lost in the night, may find their way. Find hope, and find me through you. Darkness is covering the earth. My child, thick darkness is spreading over the nations, over generations, over hearts. But in the midst of that darkness, I have risen upon you, not by chance, not because you were good enough, but because I have chosen you. I have called you by name. My glory is upon you, not for you to hide, but for you to shine like a lighthouse amidst the raging sea. And when your light blazes, nations will be drawn, weary souls will come, kings, leaders, and those with influence will seek the dawn that radiates from you, not to worship you, but to encounter my presence through your life. So do not say, I am too small, or I am too weak. You've grown accustomed to downplaying yourself, to believing others are more worthy to be used. But I am not looking for the perfect, I am looking for the willing. I delight in using what the world calls ordinary to confound the proud. I use the weak to reveal my power, not because you are strong, but because I am strong in you, not because you are gifted, but because my grace is sufficient for you. Open your heart, my beloved, for I am breathing new life into your dreams. The dreams you once carried in your heart, then tucked away in the shadows, thinking they had died, I am calling them to live again. Not all dreams you've had were from me, but those desires I placed within you, those holy longings, those visions of a life that impacts others, those kingdom-driven passions, I am breathing life into them now. My breath is reigniting the flame that once faded, the passion that was once quenched by hurt, by exhaustion, by delay today. I am awakening it. You will dream again, and this time, your dreams will not be vague desires, but dreams aligned with my divine intent for you. You will not dream from your own will, but in rhythm with my heart, and those dreams, when surrendered, will become blueprints from heaven, fulfilled on earth through you. You will not only dream, you will see visions vivid, clear, profound, not from imagination, but imparted by my spirit. You will see what has never been seen. You will discern the path ahead. You will understand the times. You will hear my voice above the noise, and those visions will be mine. They will guide your steps. They will be lamps to your feet and light to your path. And not only that, my child, you will speak, not empty words, not human words, but words anointed from heaven. I will place my words upon your lips. I will give you the language of life. And when you speak, mountains will move. When you declare, atmospheres will shift. When you pray, heaven will respond. For you will not speak with your own power, but with the authority of the one who has sent you. So, rise up, walk forward, stretch beyond what once defined you. Do not live beneath the veil of shame, limitation, or fear anymore. You have been chosen not just to survive, but to shine, and that light that is my living presence in you. Beloved child, quiet your heart and listen closely, for this is a divine turning point, a sacred transition in your destiny. There was a season where you were hidden, a long stretch where it felt like you were a shadow among many, wondering whether you were seen, remembered, or simply forgotten in the waiting. But know this, I never hide what I do not intend to use gloriously. Your hiddenness was not abandonment, it was preparation. You were not set aside, you were sheltered in my protection, so that what was not yet ready would not be brought forth too soon, so that what was not yet deep enough would not be exposed to the light before its time. And now, the time has come. I am bringing you into the light, not to glorify you, but that through your life, my name would be lifted high. What I am doing in you is not only to strengthen you, it is to become living proof that I am faithful, that my promises are sure, that I can take what was small, disregarded, and cast aside and make it a flame bearer, a life giver, a hope bringer to dry and weary souls. Those who knew you only by your past, who saw you through the old lens of failures, of limitations, of unfinished days, they will be astonished when faced with the present and future I've ordained for you. Not because you have suddenly become impressive, but because I, the Almighty, am doing a supernatural work in your life. Those who thought they had seen all there was to you will be forced to say, we were wrong, because what I am doing defies human logic and surpasses every shallow judgment once placed upon you. Do you remember the times you were overlooked? The offerings you gave, yet remained unnoticed? The relationships you valued that were pushed aside? You once wondered, Do I deserve this? I know. I saw it all, and I have gathered every tear, every unspoken sob, every whispered prayer in the night. To usher in a radiant season you are now stepping into. You don't need to seek justice. I am your justice. Those who once doubted the calling within you, those who never believed that I could use someone like you, will soon witness an undeniable fulfillment. For what I have begun, no one can hinder, and the word I have spoken shall not return void without accomplishing its purpose. They will not be able to deny my presence, nor ignore the authority, wisdom, and anointing I have poured upon you. There will be no need for you to prove yourself. I will prove it through the fruit, through the transformation. Through the new season, you are now reaping from seeds of past faithfulness. Yet, my child, in the midst of all these things in the light, the recognition, the rising, keep your heart humble, for humility is what will keep you grounded at great heights. It is the anchor that will hold you firm amidst the applause and the admiring glances. Remember, all glory belongs to me. You are but the vessel I have chosen to shine through. Never forget the hidden days, not to regret them, but to always remember that it was my covering that protected you from premature pride. When I bring you into the light, I also require a deeper purity of heart. My name will be exalted, but I desire that you remain faithful, not only in the quiet, but also while standing amid celebration. You will be a light not because you are without cracks, but because I have made something beautiful through those very cracks. Always return to the secret place, to the place where it was just you and me, for there your heart will be kept from pride and your path from straying. Beloved, this unveiling is unlike any before. It is not the rise the world speaks of. It is a revelation, the manifestation of a plan I have long hidden in my heart, now blossoming in its appointed time. I was never in haste. I waited for the moment. And now I have chosen the hour for all to see. This is the one I have called, prepared, and anointed. So, doubt yourself no more. Do not question whether you are enough. I am the one who is enough for you. Do not fear the greatness that is unfolding, for I have already sown within you everything you need during the hidden seasons. Do not chase after glory. Walk in obedience, for true glory is not found in fame, but in my presence walking with you. And my child, keep walking one step at a time, without haste, without comparison, without confusion, for I am leading you along a path where my light goes before you, and my faithfulness guards your rear. Be humble, be courageous, be watchful, for what I am about to do through you is still only the beginning. My beloved, pause amidst your busy journey and remember, reflect on the road you've traveled, not with doubt, but with a grateful heart. Remember who lifted you when you collapsed, who carried you through the dark valley when you had no strength to move forward. It was not by your power that you stand today. It was I, the one who loves you with everlasting love, who bore you when you were weary, who embraced you when the world turned away, who whispered hope into your soul when all around was darkness and despair. Do not forget this. Do not let anything, not even your current blessings, rob you of the sacred memory of my presence during your most broken moments. For in this new season I am bringing you into. Pride has no dwelling place. What I have prepared for you surpasses what you could ever achieve by your own strength. If self-satisfaction or a sense of entitlement creeps in, you will lose sight of both me and yourself. Humble yourself before me. Keep your heart tender and your spirit alert. For when you bow low in humility, I will lift you higher than you ever dreamed. I am not exalting you for your honor, but that I might be glorified through you. What I will do through your life will astound you, but only when you know it is impossible without me. Guard your heart, my child, for from it flows the wellspring of life. Your heart is the battlefield, the site of silent but decisive wars. When your heart is breached, everything else will be affected. I urge you, watch over your heart diligently. Avoid voices of doubt, the toxic whispers the enemy uses to diminish your worth. Blur your purpose and suffocate your faith in me. Do not let your ears be open to every call. Discern. Be sensitive. Be wise. Likewise, guard your eyes from distractions, those seemingly harmless things that silently pull you away from what I've destined for you. The world will always try to dazzle you with appearances, glamour, and temptations named safety or stability. But my purpose for you is neither small nor easy, nor accidental. This is a pivotal moment, and your focus must be razor sharp. You must walk not only with spiritual sensitivity, but with supernatural wisdom. Be wise as a serpent, not to deceive, but to be alert, prudent, and attuned to the times. Be innocent as a dove with a pure heart, far from schemes, so that when I speak, you hear clearly, unhindered by noise. I am opening doors and closing others. Recognize what is from me. Do not force open what I have shut. If I close it, it is because I see what you cannot. And do not ignore when I open, even if it leads to unfamiliar ground. Your obedience today is the key to tomorrow's breakthrough. O child, do not think you walk alone. My angels have been dispatched to you. They do not merely accompany, they go before you, preparing paths you have not yet walked, waging battles your eyes cannot see. When you are too weary to pray, too tired to go on, too broken to hope, they are the ones who minister to you, strengthening your spirit, covering you in comfort from heaven. You are not alone. Heaven's army is on your side. And if heaven is for you, who can stand against you? Victory is assured not because you are strong enough, but because it has already been written in my book. And what I have written, no one, no force, no circumstance can erase. Rejoice, beloved, even before you see the fulfillment. Praise me in the waiting, not because all is clear, but because praise is your weapon. When you worship in the darkness, you declare that your faith is not bound to feelings or situations. Worship in uncertainty shakes heaven. It unlocks breakthroughs that complaining or reasoning never could. Dance before me in joy, not because you need a reason, but because you recognize that I am still working, still holding, still guiding. For your joy is not found in controlling everything, but in knowing that my joy is your strength. Let gratitude pour from your lips like incense rising to my throne. Gratitude creates the atmosphere for grace to be poured out. It is not a reaction, it is a choice. When you give thanks, even when nothing has changed, you proclaim that you trust me more than what your eyes see. And a truly thankful heart draws heaven's gaze. It opens doors you cannot open on your own. It ushers you into seasons your righteousness and faith are calling forth. So, my child, keep walking, not by emotion, but by obedience. Guard your heart from what makes it cold. Guard your eyes from the temptations that mislead. Guard your ears from the whispers of doubt. Live with a heart ready to listen and feet ready to obey. What I am about to do will require a steadfast heart and an unshakable spirit. But I am not asking you to be strong in yourself. I am your strength. And in all things, remember, I am still walking with you. Not a single moment is out of place. Not a single prayer is wasted. Not a single step is in vain. You are being led into a season more glorious, deeper, and more sacred than ever before. My beloved, I say to you, you are stepping into a season of inheritance, a sacred phase prepared long before your time. This is not merely the result of what you have done, but the continuation of a spiritual legacy, a stream of blessing that began with your forefathers, those who lived by faith, who prayed with tears, who hoped with endurance. What I spoke to them, though unfulfilled in their day, was neither canceled nor forgotten. Those promises did not vanish with time, but were stored, preserved in my heavenly treasury. And now I place them into your hands. Know this, promises never die. They do not fade with delay, nor lose worth in silence. They await their appointed time, and my child, that time is now. The unfinished works of previous generations, the dreams yet to be born, the burdens yet to be released, I will bring to completion through you. You are not just an individual with personal desires, you are the fulfillment of a lineage of prayers. The answer to faith-filled whispers offered by those you've never met, but who wept, waited, and hoped for you. You were not born by chance. You are not merely the outcome of a family, a generación, or an era. You are the embodiment of prayers that reached me from the very beginning. You are the proof that I hear, that I remember, that silent cries never fall into the void. I heard them, and now I say to you, walk boldly, walk confidently, for you are stepping onto ground appointed for you. Not vacant land, not uncertain paths, but holy ground, the land of destiny. Every step you take is not just motion, but confirmation from heaven that you are moving within the realm that has been set apart for your life. No more wandering, my child. No more years of being lost. No more drifting in confusion as before. I am doing a new thing, and with this newness, I grant you clarity. You will see more clearly than ever, not with your natural eyes, but with the eyes of faith. I will expand your mind and release your vision, so you may see farther, higher, and deeper. And not only clarity, I am giving you precision. You will not act on impulse. You will not grope in doubt. You will know. You will understand. And you will move forward with confidence. And as you follow my leading, a divine acceleration will come, not at the speed you choose, but at the speed I ordain. What once delayed will be propelled forward. Dreams that seemed stalled will be hastened into fulfillment, not because of your ability, but because my appointed time has come. Yet in the midst of it all, my child, I need you to hear my voice, not merely with your ears, but with your soul. For what I am speaking to you in this season will surpass your understanding. It is not found in logic, nor limited by language. My voice is reaching deeper, piercing the hidden places within you, the places you once feared to touch, the places that may be layered in the dust of pain, of failure, of doubt. But it is there that I am sowing my word. It is there that I am igniting light, and it is from there that new life shall arise. I do not promise that everything will be easy. There will be seasons in your life that unfold nothing like what you had imagined. You will walk into days where your carefully laid plans fall apart like dust. There will be moments when your dreams seem to slip beyond your reach, not because you failed, but because I am orchestrating something greater than what you had planned. You will find your path veering into uncharted territory, far from the map you once drew. But hear me, my child, not a single moment of it is an accident. Not a single event is meaningless. I am not surprised. I am sovereign over the entire journey. In every unexpected turn, in every dream that seemed lost, in every stretch of road where you feel like you're moving backward, I am still working. When things don't go as you hoped, it is not that I've forgotten you. It is because I am writing another chapter, a chapter you have yet to read. But I have already authored. You see only a piece of the puzzle. I see the whole masterpiece. You understand the present, but I exist beyond time. I am not confined by years. I am the beginning and the end, the one who gave you life, and the one who will complete what I began in you. I do not write your life in scribbles. I do not craft your destiny through randomness. Every chapter in the story of your life is penned by me, with hands both mighty and tender, the same hands that held you when you fell, the same hands that sheltered you when you were weak. And it is these very hands that will lead you onward, step by step, until fulfillment comes to pass. I am not only the one who calls you into inheritance, I am the one who keeps you on the journey, who guards the legacy, and who unveils it at the appointed time. So, my beloved, do not let fear hold you back. Do not let the past entangle your feet. Do not let the distorted judgments of others cause you to question your calling. You are my chosen one, not by chance, but by purpose. What you are stepping into is not coincidence. It is the season of inheritance opening at just the right time. You are the link between what was and what is to come. You are the bridge for a flow of blessing that will carry through generations. Walk forward firmly, wakefully, with full awareness that I go before you, and you are never alone. My beloved child, there will be moments in life when you feel as though you're standing in a vast desert, no path, no markers, no light to guide the way. There will be moments when you ask yourself, where am I going? Does this mean anything? Why does everything I hoped for seem to turn away? I know because I have seen into the depths of your heart, where you quietly hold the questions and unspoken doubts. But listen to me. Those moments when you feel lost are not signs of failure. They are evidence of refinement. Life is not betraying you. I am using life itself to shape you, to sculpt your soul into the image I designed before time began. You are not abandoned. You are being realigned. The paths you thought were right may have led you away from my original intent. And because I love you, I will not let you walk off course forever. I intervene. I slow down. I redirect, not to cause pain, but to preserve your destiny. You once thought you were being punished, but in truth, I am repositioning you, like a ship in the ocean thrown off course by strange winds. It needs a navigator to intervene and correct its heading. And I am that navigator in your soul. I do not punish you for unfulfilled dreams. I do not scold you for misplaced hopes. Instead, I am teaching you not to lean on your own understanding, not to rely on your mind to grasp what is beyond your capacity. I am calling you to trust in my eternal wisdom, a wisdom without limit, unshockable, far above all human plans. Understand this, my child, in the spiritual journey. Every season has its reason. There are seasons where I allow you to weep not to crush you, but so that tears may cleanse your soul, so that pain may make way for healing. Then there will be seasons of joy, pure, deep joy, not born from favorable circumstances, but from my abiding presence within you. There are seasons of sowing through sacrifice, through faithfulness, through acts unseen by others. And there will be seasons of reaping not only with your hands, but with a heart full of gratitude for what seemed lost but has been restored. You will walk through seasons of waiting where everything seems silent, where prayers feel unanswered, where your faith is tested daily. But there will also be seasons where you are called to run, where doors suddenly open, and every step is affirmed by heaven. No season is wasted. No moment is meaningless. Every stage, every hour contains a gift, sometimes only visible in hindsight, but it becomes the very foundation for maturity and true success. So, my child, trust the process, even when it hurts, even when it defies your timeline, even when it twists and turns in ways you cannot grasp. Trust my heart. Even when my hand seems hidden, my heart is always with you. I do not act for what is temporary, but for your eternal good. I do not build what is fleeting. I establish what has value, what has depth, what is unshakable. And to do that, I may lead you through lands. No one wishes to tread lands of testing, of change, of loss. But they are also lands where spiritual strength is born. Many of my children stumble because they cling too tightly to their own visions, their own timing, their own desires. They build expectations on the shifting sand of emotion. And when the winds blow, they believe. My plans have crumbled too. But remember this, my child, never once have I lost what I have predestined. Your plans may collapse, but many are never destroyed. You may see disorder, but I am not the God of chaos. I am the God of order. And even if that order appears chaotic to human eyes, know that I am weaving a masterpiece. Imagine your life as a hand-woven tapestry, every thread, every color placed with intention. There are vibrant threads, symbols of victory, joy, and success. But there are also dark threads, symbols of sorrow, failure, and hidden pain. If only the bright threads existed, the picture would lack depth. If only the dark ones remained, it would be too heavy. But when both are woven together, I create a masterpiece, a complete portrait of a soul transformed by grace. And you are part of that picture, not as someone on the edge, but as the very center of the art I am crafting with love, patience, and faithfulness. So do not lose heart when you do not understand. Do not give up when you do not yet see results. Do not assume it is all meaningless just because it hasn't happened your way. You are simply in the midst of the process, not at the end. And what I am weaving, I will not leave unfinished. I will complete the work I began in you. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. And when my hand is upon you, no one can destroy what I am building. Rest now, my child. Stop resisting the process with anxiety. Let yourself fall into my embrace. Believe that every season you pass through is shaping you for what is coming, a thing greater, higher, and more beautiful than you've ever dared to ask for. You are not lost. You are not forsaken. You are being formed divinely, precisely, purposefully. My beloved, let my words sink deep into the most hidden places of your soul. Surrender what you often mistake as giving up, letting go, or losing is in truth one of the highest expressions of living faith. Surrender is not abandoning your dreams, not shutting the door of hope, not quitting before adversity. Surrender is an active yielding, A cry from the depths. Lord, I do not understand, but I still trust you. It is the greatest act of trust when you dare to lay down your cherished vision and take up the grand design I planned for you before you were ever formed in your mother's womb. Surrender does not come from disappointment, it flows from worship. When you kneel in stillness and say, "Not my will, but yours be done," you are offering a reverence greater than any song or ritual, especially when those words rise from a trembling heart, from unfulfilled desires, from wounds no one else sees. I see them all. I see the silent tears soaking your pillow in the night. I don't just see them, I keep them. Every tear you shed is a treasure to me. Not one goes to waste. They are stored in the most sacred place within my heart. But my child, understand this, though you are weeping now, joy is coming. Though you mourn for what has been lost, for what didn't unfold as you hoped, my joy awaits you ahead. A joy not shallow, not fleeting, not built upon circumstances, but one birthed from seeing my hand in all things. I know you've asked me through tears, why? Lord, why must things be this way? And I do not condemn you for that question. I embrace it. I understand what you feel, but I also answer you, because there are depths within you that can only be formed through disappointment. There are heights I long to take you to, but first, you need a foundation. A depth, a character forged in the fire. If I lift you to great heights without preparation, you will not stand long. Glory is a weight, and only steady hearts. Only refined souls can carry my glory without crumbling beneath it. Just as gold must be refined by fire, so must your faith. I will not lead you through flames if it is not necessary. But when it is, for your growth, your future, and the revealing of my glory, I will walk with you through that fire, and you will not be burned. You will not be destroyed. You are being refined. Do not think I have ignored your prayers simply because the answer hasn't come. Do not think I am indifferent to your longing just because things have not unfolded as you had hoped. If I answered every prayer of yours in your way and in your timing, you would miss the most precious treasures I have placed along the difficult paths. I know the trials have made you sigh, but it is in those very places that maturity is born. It is in unmet expectations that endurance is forged. It is in the waiting that resilience takes root. And it is in sharing the pain of others that true compassion is awakened in you. I could make things easy for you and still love you, but I love you too much to leave you in the shallows. I have not called you to a shallow life, but to one that is deep, rich, and meaningful. I don't merely want you to feel joy, I want you to partake in power, and that power does not come from tranquil days, but from the crystallization of unshakable trust, even through hardship, trial, or failure. Look back on the path you've walked, not with regret, but with recognition that I was there, step by step. In the parched deserts, I was the hidden stream. In the darkness, I was the guiding lamp. In the blazing fire, I was the one beside you. And in all of it, I was shaping you into a new creation, one who can carry the weight of what I've prepared, not for your own glory, but so that my glory may be revealed in you fully. So, my child, continue to offer me your surrender, not from weariness, but from faith. Continue to say, even when I don't understand, I still trust. Even when I hurt, I still yield. Even when I cry, I still praise, because it is in that posture that silent victory is born. not the kind of victory that echoes loudly, as man expects, but the truest kind, the triumph of steadfast faith in a soul that is weak yet full of grace. I forget nothing. I do nothing halfway. And I have not finished speaking over your life. Everything you are experiencing is part of a greater picture, one that can only be seen in its full beauty from the place of eternity. But today, in the middle of the incomplete pieces, keep trusting, for when the time is right, all I've promised will come to pass. Not early, not late, but right on time, in the right way, and with the right purpose. Beloved one, do not let your heart believe that my silence is indifference. I never turn my face from your pain, nor do I ignore the tears that fall silently in the night. I know each trembling of your soul, even the unnamed emptiness. Do you know this? I have walked this very earth, not as a distant almighty, but in human form, with a vulnerable heart, a weary body, and emotions, just like yours. I have tasted the sting of rejection, the ache of isolation among the familiar, the heartbreak of betrayal by a friend, and the loneliness of unanswered prayers echoing into stillness. I have stood where you now stand. I have walked the road you now walk. And so, my child, I can walk with you, not for a moment, but forever, in every circumstance, every season, every breath of your life. I am not distant, even when you cannot feel me, even when you feel left behind. I am there, closer than your very breath. There is no distance between us but the walls built by your own doubt or sorrow, but I will not let those walls stand forever. With unfailing love, I gently knock on your heart, reminding you that when you think you are abandoned, you are truly being embraced. When you feel forgotten, remember your name is engraved on the palm of my hand. Not written in ink, not temporary, but eternal, indelible. Not a day passes when I do not remember you, when I do not call your name in my heart. My child, seasons will change. The sun will rise and set. Leaves will green and then fade. What was new will grow old. What you have now may pass away. But one thing will never change. My love for you does not fluctuate with circumstances. It does not increase when you succeed, nor decrease when you fall. I remain faithful, even when you are unfaithful. I am a steadfast fortress, even when you waver and lose your way. My commitment to you is not conditional, not needing proof, not based on performance. I love you, not because you are worthy, but because I have chosen to, and I have never regretted that choice. So, my child, do not anchor your soul in the shifting sands of emotion, where today you rejoice, and tomorrow you despair, where a single word can lift or crush you. Anchor your soul in the solid rock of my word. That word does not change. That word is not moved by the wind. That word does not depend on who believes it. It is eternal truth, a lamp to your feet, a compass in the dark, a refuge for the weary soul. When you anchor yourself in my word, you will no longer be adrift in the unpredictable tide of emotions. You will find firm footing even when everything around you is shaking. Learn to praise me in every season. My child, not just when things are smooth, not only when you receive what you prayed for, but in every season you walk through. Let praise continually be on your lips. Praise me in the spring of new beginnings, when hope sprouts, when dreams awaken, when your heart is stirred by promises yet fulfilled. Praise me in the summer of abundance, when blessings overflow, when prayers are answered, when dreams come alive. But also praise me in the autumn of transition, when leaves begin to fall, when farewells are spoken to what once was, when change requires you to release in order to receive anew. And yes, my child, learn to praise me even in the winter, the season when life feels distant, when all around seems barren and cold, the season when you feel most alone, most weary, and praising is hardest. Yet it is in that winter, beneath what seems lifeless, that life is quietly rising. Roots are growing deeper, seeds are preparing to bloom, and your soul, if it waits and surrenders, will be nourished by that very stillness. Life is not always loud. Great things are often birthed in silence, in hidden places, unseen by others, and winter is a necessary part of that process. Do not fear the winter. Do not fear the quiet days. Do not fear when everything within you is being stripped to the core, for it is then that you will see me more clearly, not in what you receive, but in the one to whom you become intimately joined. When you have nothing left, you will know that I alone am enough. And then you will praise me, not just for what I do, but for who I am, the one worthy of eternal praise. So, hold fast. My child, whatever season you are in, joy or sorrow, plenty or lack, blossoming or hidden, continue to praise me. Keep your eyes fixed on me. Let praise become your breath. Because when you praise me in every season, you don't merely endure it, you are transformed through it. And that transformation, deep, enduring, sacred, is more precious than anything temporary you've ever longed for. Beloved, let your heart be still to receive what I am revealing. Perhaps you've walked through many seasons, each carrying its own color, its own emotion, its own trial. Perhaps you've lifted your eyes and asked, Lord, are you still there in long nights of exhaustion, when no one understood, no one saw, no one knew? But my child, I have always been there, not just in the seasons of joy, but in the seasons of tears, not only in triumphs, but in every wound, not just in light, but in the deepest shadows. I am with you in every season, from your first trembling steps of faith, through every trial, into today, and forevermore. In every step you take, I am teaching you to trust, not in fleeting feelings, but in unshakable truth, teaching you to listen, not in noise, but in silence, teaching you to grow, not through praise, but through the times you've had to rise from failure. I do not let you learn alone. I am shaping you, not to break you, but to form you, not to erase your identity, but to reveal the eternal one I placed in you from the beginning. And in all things, I give you strength. When you feel you cannot go on, know this: you are not walking by your own strength. I am the one who lifts you, who strengthens weary feet, who comforts the broken heart, and who whispers hope into places that once went dark. And one day, you will look back and it will all make sense, not by human logic, but through the eyes of gratitude. You will see that every step, even the trembling ones, even the silent falls, even the moments you thought all was lost, were all part of a journey more beautiful than anything you could have written for yourself. You will understand that without the night, you wouldn't have treasured the light. Without the tears, you wouldn't have known how deep joy can be. Without the waiting, you wouldn't have grasped the worth of grace. And above all, you will know I, the Almighty, never left your side, not for one single moment. So trust me, my child, not vage, but deeply trust when you cannot see. Trust when you do not understand. Trust when all remains unclear. Embrace my plan, not always easy, but always perfect. Not always comfortable, but always good. Not only for me, but for your complete joy and for my eternal glory, I, who love you, who chose you, who keep you. You are not only seen, you are deeply loved. Not with the fleeting love of man, but with eternal, unconditional love. You are not only loved, you are cherished. No matter how the world measures you, even if people forget your name, to me, you are a treasure. You are not only cherished, you are kept, not just for a moment, but forever. No power can snatch you from my hand. No darkness can separate you from my love in Christ. So, my child, rest in that love. Do not strive restlessly for the approval of others. Do not grow weary trying to prove your worth. Walk instead in the assurance that you are mine, and that is enough. Learn to embrace the seasons of life. Not only the seasons of bloom, but also those of withering leaves. Not only the beautiful days, but the barren ones too. For I am with you through it all, not merely walking beside you, but leading you gently and safely, step by step, breath by breath, whisper by whisper. Beloved one, the journey continues, but you are not alone. Not ever. And now, I have spoken, yet my love for you will never end. Now, offer me your prayer with all your heart, Almighty God, compassionate and faithful one. I come before you with a tender, grateful heart, longing to draw nearer to you. In the days when I do not understand what is happening, please help me not to drift from you, but to cling to you all the more when I feel lost and without direction. Be the light that guides my way. I do not wish to lean on my own understanding, but to learn how to trust completely in your good and perfect plan, even when it differs from my own desires. Please shape my heart to be steadfast, not shaken by circumstances, but rooted in your unchanging love. Soften my spirit to be ready for your refining, correction, and guidance. For I know you are doing what is best for me. Dear Heavenly Father, I lift to you the weariness in my soul, the unanswered questions, and the dreams that seem to have faded. I ask you to teach me how to accept, not with resignation, but with humble faith. Teach me to say, as your only Son once said, not my will, but yours be done, even when my heart aches, even when I long for something else. Help me to keep my trust in you. Remind me that every tear I shed is kept by you, and that nothing I go through is in vain. Let me see you in the midst of pain, hear your voice in the silence, and feel your arms holding me in the loneliest seasons. O mighty Creator, let my soul find rest in your love, whether in spring or in winter, whether I walk through blooming fields or dry wilderness. Remind me that you are there unchanged. When life is stripped to its core, when everything I know falls apart, help me to praise you not because everything is easy, but because you are worthy. I know that beneath the frozen soil, new life is stirring, Grant me eyes of faith to see it, and ears attuned to hear your footsteps drawing near. I vow to remain faithful to you through every season, whether I understand or not. Whether I see or not, do not let my heart stray from the only true refuge, which is you. Dear Father, I thank you for a plan that surpasses my understanding. Though I have blamed you, though I have not understood why certain things happened, now I see that every detail was necessary for my growth. I thank you for not granting all I asked for, but giving me what I truly needed. I know that through every wound, you are writing a story not only beautiful, but éternel. May I live ever grateful for that. Lord, the source of life, I thank you that you do not change. Though the seasons shift and people's hearts may falter, you remain true to your covenant. Your love is not dictated by my behavior, but founded upon your unchanging nature. Thank you for not abandoning me when I was unfaithful. Thank you for your patient refining, even when I doubted. Thank you for not letting go of me. Even when I voiced my complaints, you still call me by name, and that alone is enough for me to praise you forever. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we can build a strong community of faith.